Hello everyone, Chief Meteorologist Brian Hale. High pressure remains in charge. We still have the northeast wind though. That's at least putting a crimp in the humidity, and we can still expect to see clear conditions for our forecast for several more days before we get into next week and a few more bits of cloud cover. Drought conditions across deep south Texas remain static. We're still in the moderate to severe drought zones for the most part across much of the valley, with the extreme upper valley in the extreme drought zone. The exceptional drought zone, being exceptionally bad, still is off to the north, but with a few more days of no rain, I'm afraid we'll all be in the same exceptional boat before too long. Nate continues to churn about in the Bay of Campeche as a tropical storm. The forecast models are beginning to correct themselves to become more of one mind, and that is to draw Nate further west rather than further north. We still have a couple of models that want to bring it more north, but you can see the orange line tells the story. That's called the Canadian model, and it has its moments in reliability, and it has taken a sharp about face. Instead of taking the storm Nate up to the Florida Panhandle, it has abruptly turned it back over the course of the next 5 days back to the southwest once it goes on up into the Gulf of Mexico. So it looks like the forecast models are starting to form a more tight group. Futurecast takes us through the next couple of days at least, with most of the rain nearer the storm. This is expected to remain a relatively small storm geographically. It's not expected to be a big, ginormous storm. It's expected to be more compact, much like Brett was, if you remember Brett back in '99. Very compact storm. The tropical picture overall still has Maria, Katia, and Nate out there. Now, Nate, of course, is our concern. Katia continues to move off to the northern Atlantic, but Maria is showing signs that its course will come, well, kind of close to South Florida and the Bahamas. So it's worth keeping an eye on, but at this point, not giving an indication it's going to blow up into a super strong storm. Highs across deep south and south Texas will remain hot, but again, the relative humidity will be low enough that it won't feel awful. 89, 87 again, Waco and Dallas, as we continue to have a northerly push into Texas, so that nice Midwestern and plains air coming on down into much of Texas. And the upper valley, lower valley forecast does add a little more cloud cover to the forecast moving into Wednesday of next week. But until then, as I said, it looks like plenty of sun for everyone. It looks like we won't have a decent chance for rain in at least the short-term forecast at all. I think Nate's going to be a bust for us unless it manages to steer a little bit more toward the valley. Why do I put that maybe in there? Well, because it's a slow-moving storm, and there's still plenty of time for the course to change. So we'll keep an eye on it. That's a look at your 24/7 forecast.